Hi there, and welcome to Channel of Comfort. Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays to you out there. I hope you're in the holiday mood and things are going well with you. Yeah, I mentioned in one of my videos um, that celebrities can contribute their quota to support the effort to end abuse against women and children. And it is in this regard that I want to commend actor and producer Sandra Okunzuwa for her amazing work in her newest Nollywood movie, Justice for Abby. Sandra Okunzuwa and Michael Dappa, who were the main actors in this movie, they did amazing job. They are both one of my favorite stars. They really highlighted um, the impact of domestic violence. It was really packed with information and lessons that I think we have to take our time to go through. Um, that that is amazing. When I mentioned that, what I said was that they have millions of followers, and so if they add their voice, it's really going to go far. But for them to even put it in a movie, I think it's a plus 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 because anyone who watches this movie, the title again is Justice for Abby, and knows someone going through domestic violence or like themselves going through such kind of violence would learn one or two lessons and probably know what to do, at least one or two things to do or one or two moves to make. But we need to highlight this and delve into the issues. And I really, again, commend her for, doing this amazing movie. I mean, the legal aspect, uh, it was good. And Michael Tapper did justice. Of course, he never disappoints. So what are some of the issues that they highlighted? They definitely highlighted the like some of the forms of abuse in this particular movie. The first is verbal abuse. Abby, Abby was unfortunately the woman who was being abused, and as a result, had to lost her life. Okay, but I mean, she Abby was a woman being abused, and what were the forms of abuse that were highlighted in this movie? Abby was verbally abused. Is the husband would insult her at will. Her husband would yell at her, talk to her like she's his child instead of his wife and helpmeet. Okay, so the verbal abuse was ongoing, like so much so that like anytime she wants to ask her husband any question or say anything or share her opinion, you can tell that she's afraid of what was going to come next. Okay. They also highlighted emotional abuse. Abby's husband was not only verbally abusing her, she was emotionally abusing her. She was controlling her. She treated her as if she didn't have a mind of her own. Okay. She told her what to do. She was insensitive to her needs. This woman was pregnant. Okay. And she stood on her 2 feet to cook for you. And then when the food was ready, you told her you wanted something else. And when she tries to explain to you, the husband, that, it's a lot of work, it's late, she cannot go to the market to go buy whatever you need for this other food that you want. Like he started yelling at her. And what he told her was like, it's my money. I have the money, I buy the things. You do what I say you should do for me. I wanted rice before, I don't want rice anymore. I want this, and you need to do it for me. So he was ignoring the fact that Abby was pregnant, and cooking is work. I love to cook. I love to cook, but cooking is work. It's a lot of work. You can't just wave a magic wand and food will be on your table. You need to prep. You need to like it's the going and coming, washing dishes in the process and all that. It's a lot of work. But he completely, ignored all the work that goes into cooking. and he did not even consider the fact that the wife is pregnant, that she already stood on her feet for hours to cook whatever he wanted to eat, what he said he wanted to eat before. He didn't care. So this is emotional abuse. Okay. And then she was also isolated from her family. He tries to isolate her. The sister comes to visit and doesn't want the sister to stay. Okay. He didn't want anyone around her. And that's one big thing that if you're in any relationship that you see something like that, you need to run. It's a serious red flag that you need to pay attention to. If your fiance or your boyfriend doesn't want you to, like make friends, or doesn't want you to go around your family, always want to be with you, you may misunderstand that as love, but that is not love. Okay, once they succeed in pushing everyone away from you, it's going to be just you and them. So when anything is happening to you, who do you go to? You can't fall on your family, you can't fall on your friends. So it's just you and him. And they actually, some of these abusers actually remind you that you don't have anyone. They are the only one that you got. So no matter what they do to you, you feel like, oh, they do this to me because they love me. No, they're controlling you. Abuse is mostly about power and control. And then they also highlighted physical abuse. Okay, Abby's husband was punching her. She was actually turned into a punching bag. Okay, the least opportunity he gets, he's going to hit her. And he was hitting her on a regular basis. She never told anybody. She never mentioned it to her only sister. They lost their parents. So her only sister, her everything, she couldn't tell the sister what was going on in her married life. And the sister ignorantly thought the big sister was in a happy marriage. Because whenever she's around, like she was seeing some signs here and there, like her mood and all that, but she could not really read into it. And when she even tries to find out what is going on with her sister, Abby will brush it off, okay, or give some lame excuse. So she really couldn't figure out what was happening to her sister until it was too late, unfortunately. Okay, so Abby was definitely consistently being punched, being hit by her husband. This constant beating led to 3 miscarriages. Okay, she lost one, she lost two, she lost a third one. One is too many. Your husband cannot abuse you, physically abuse you to the extent that you lose and like you lose your pregnancy. That should be a signal for you to run. But she did not. She could not, because of course the husband has made her aware that he loves her and he's all that she got. And so like it's really registered in her mind, and she feels like she doesn't have anywhere to go, or what is out there for her. Okay. Now, how was Abby coping with the abuse? Because she didn't have anyone to talk to. It was just her and her husband. But she needs to cope because she was always walking on eggshells. How when you're walking on eggshells, like you need to be very careful not to break the eggshells. So she was always anxious of what her husband was going to do next. So how was she coping with abuse? Number one, she kept a diary. Now, anytime something happens, she wrote in her diary. So that was how she was communicating, and which is good when you're going through something. If you're able to, you can just write it down. And journaling really helps. It can be therapeutic, So like you don't have anybody, you're not talking to a person, but you're talking to your diary, and so it was helping her. She was also trying to please her husband. Okay, like in order for her not to be physically abused or verbally abused, like she's just like say yes to whatever the husband has to say, if it's good or bad. Like don't like why do you have to hire a male a clerk without telling me? Fire him. Okay, like she cannot like give any form of explanation. Whatever the husband says is yes. So anything that the husband wants, like she's tired, she's cooked for like stood on her 2 feet to cook for about 2 hours. The husband didn't want that food again. He wanted something else. Like, in order for you not to be abused, if you try to, talk, he's going to hit you. So, okay. So you go and do another food for him. So she was trying to please her husband. And she was also giving excuses for the husband. The sister could have found out whatever was happening to her long, long, long time ago and would have been able to help her in one way or another. It was like that there were times that her sister would come and she's quiet, or that she saw this car under her eye, and it was a bruise. And she was like, "What happened to you?" And she said, "I fell." Of course, you did not fail, because even if you fall, like on your face, if anything is your forehead that is going to have a scar or a bruise, not under your eye. So pay attention. If you know someone who a sister or a family member who you suspect is being abused, and you see scars or bruises on your body, and they keep giving one excuse after another, you need to pay attention and maybe find time and really confront them. Hey, I know these things. You need to tell me the truth. Like, this cannot be a fall. You cannot fall and hit your or bruise your neck, because your neck is all the way in there. So if you fall on your back or on your side or on your face, the bruise will not be around your neck. What happened to your neck? What actually happened? Don't ask them in an angry way, but let them know that you care about them and you are concerned about their safety. But like most times, the excuse they give is, "Oh, I fell," or I was cooking and I got burned," or "I tripped." Like, that's the excuse. So she was giving excuses instead of letting the sister know exactly what was going on. And she was silent. She was like, she was silent. She wouldn't tell anybody. She, at least she was able to go out there and work, but she couldn't tell anybody. She had a neighbor, but she couldn't talk to her neighbor about what was going on. So she was silent, and of course, like, lying about the scars. And I again, let me go back to her giving excuses for her husband. When the sister was there and she wanted to stay overnight, the husband came and said, "No, I can go out there and work for your sister to come and enjoy my money, eat freely in my house. She has to leave." See, instead of telling the sister the exact words that the husband used, she was like, "Oh, I forgot my in-laws are coming. I forgot to tell you, you have to leave." Like, because she didn't want the husband to appear like bad before her sister. She didn't want her sister to have any like negative impression about her husband. But who are you protecting? Are you protecting your husband, or are you protecting yourself? Because your life matters. Okay, you don't want your husband to look bad before your sister, but after your sister leaves, what happens? Okay, and then this is another thing I want to talk about. He feels like he goes out there to work, and I bet that the wife Abby would have wanted to go out there and work. I mean, she had the potential to go out there and work and make her own money, but most abusers, most perpetrators will not want that, because when you go out there and you're working and making your own money, then he cannot control you. Okay, he has to be bringing the bulk of the money, so that if whatever you need, anything you need at home, you go to him and ask him. Then he will have the chance to control you. Because if you're making your own money and you don't go to him asking him for every little thing, money for salt, money for tomatoes, money, then he will not be able to control you. And most times, abusers, what they want is control, power and control. They want that power over you, and they want that control over you. So anyway, what were some of the like social responses that we saw in this movie? Like, I'm telling you that this movie was packed. Like, I don't know who wrote the story. I should have acknowledged that, but whoever the writer of the story is, like, did an amazing job. Okay, they highlighted a lot of key points that, like, worth worth commending. I should say. So, what are some of the social response? The sister, who's Lucy, she couldn't pick up on the big sister's abuse. She could not pick up. Like, she saw her mood. Like, you know your sister, you know your friend, you know your family member, you know how happy-go-lucky they are, how friendly they are, how vocal they are, how chatty they are, and all that. So if you see a change in them, it's definitely obvious. Okay, so, like, but she could not pick up on the fact that something bad is happening to her sister in her marriage. Okay, she was like, she was completely ignorant of what the sister was going through, and the sister was not ready to let her in on whatever she was going through. Okay. And when she saw the bruise under her eye, maybe that was when she should have wondered, like maybe delved more. But she wanted to ask, and then the sister just snapped. So that right there should let you know that okay, he's trying to hide something. Because if you told your sister you fell, and she was like, this doesn't look like a fall. It looks like someone put, and then she snapped. So that right there should have, not stopped her from continuing the question, but maybe another day go like, my sister, like this, the way you snap, is everything okay? Like, are you okay? But she did not. She did not. And I don't blame her. Most family members don't really like pick up on these things. They don't. And unless the the survivor kind of opens up and tell them, most family members don't pick up. But these are some of the things that we need to look out for. When you see a scar and you try to ask them, what happened, and they snap, or you see something and you want to talk to them about it and they snap and they keep being overprotective of their husbands or information, being selfish with information about whatever is going on, like their bruises and all that, you should know that something is going on. How about the neighbor? Okay, I mentioned in one of my videos, my early videos, about neighbors, how like sometimes the neighbors and the community respond to abuse. In this day and age of social media, like people just videotape and they post it. The abuse is going on and they're videotaping and then they'll go and post it. Like some don't have any inclination to go and pull the victim away or stop the perpetrator from um, abusing the victim. But and this neighbor, in the case of this neighbor, she actually witnessed. She went to the house. She saw she saw Abby being strangled. She actually witnessed the abuse. She saw it, and you should know like the consequence of that. But she just quietly walked away, and I'm like, yes. Most times, this is how society responds. Most times, oh, it's a husband and wife fight. Let me just walk away. I think that is wrong. We need to change the way we respond to this kind of violence. Of course, she's a woman. Maybe she was afraid that the husband, if he found out that she was there, would add her to to her to his list of victims and start punching her too. I don't know, but I think what she should have done was maybe yell or scream to distract the husband from what he was doing. And of course, you were coming up the stairs, so the door was behind you. So maybe yell and scream and just run out. That would have given Abby the chance to just maybe run and go hide in her room, lock the door, and maybe call the sister or call the police if there's a police number or something. But she quietly walked out, so no one knew she was even in the house. Fine, you quietly walked out. What should you have done? You literally saw this man strangling the wife. So go to the cop, call the cop. Okay, go to like call your neighbors, yell, scream, call your neighbors. This man is trying to, end the life of his wife. Like let people troop in. Like I always say, if the police will not be around or if they are far away and you don't know the number, call just make that noise. Let the community troop into the house and I was going to say deliver, but I think it's the right word. Deliver this woman from the hands of this evil perpetrator. Okay, don't just walk away and stay quiet. Because then if you hear that something bad happened to her later, you will not forgive yourself. I mean, in real life, you would not forgive yourself because you would ask yourself, what if I had done this? What if maybe because I did not do anything? Because your inaction might cost somebody their life. So when you see something, say something or do something. Okay. So this is how the society, I picked on the two, the sister and the neighbor. Now, legal representation, which is where Michael Dappa came in. You see, these things are expensive. You cannot hire a lawyer to do like this kind of work for you pro bono. Okay. The Abby lost her life and Lucy wanted justice for her sister. But you don't just go out there and find justice. You need to get a legal representation. You need to have money to pay. But she didn't have money to pay. Okay. Some few families might have the money to hire a lawyer and pay them and all, but Abby did not have money. And the lawyer was he didn't do a legal he was not offering legal aid services. So in this case, Abby had to figure out how to find money to pay him. But you see, God being so good, of course it's a movie. She went into this lifestyle because she desperately needed money to pay for this good lawyer. Okay, because she knew that something happened to the sister, and whatever happened to her, the husband has something to do with it. But thankfully, she ended up kind of coming into contact with this lawyer again. And then one thing leading to another, she kind of had compassion on her. But how many lawyers in real life would have this kind of compassion? They need to pay the bills. They need to take care of their home. They need to take care of their children. So how many lawyers would have this compassion? Say, okay, you know what? Let me just help you. I just want to help you. I can see how desperate you are. Don't lead this kind of lifestyle because of your sister. Let me help you. How many of these lawyers are we going to get in real life? Which is why legal aid comes in. So every country should have a legal aid board where they have like lawyers that they hire to work pro bono. But they cannot also work for free because those lawyers will also have family members, which is where donations would go a long way. The rich people in our community, it's good that you support entertainment shows and all that. But I think if you can channel a little bit of your money into any fund in order to be, for like people like Lucy in the society to be able to afford legal assistance and not go sell themselves just to make money to to get a lawyer to handle their case, the case of abuse of like violence against their family members. Like it would be nice. I know Ghana has a legal aid, but I hope it's still there. I hope they're still functioning. Okay, but I think every country needs to have something like that so that every little donation goes a long way, no matter how little. Look at how many celebrities we have in Nigeria. So if each of them would be putting in a little bit, it goes a long way. That way, when a case like that arises, at least the police can direct you to the legal aid board where they'll find you a lawyer. And then the lawyer will be taken care of by whatever funding is available in their coffers. So this is why I keep saying donation is very important. Okay. Now, what else? The husband was connected, and not all the time, but sometimes these men are connected, so they are not afraid to do whatever they want to do to you. Okay, so this is what we need to also pay attention to. If Lucy had not gotten the lawyer to help her, I'm sure he would have buried his wife and nothing would happen to him. And guess what? The next woman will be in trouble because it doesn't end when their wife passes away. Okay, he strangled his wife to death. Now she's gone, but he's still young. So guess what? He's going to marry again, and the next woman is probably going to face the same thing that Lucy's sister Abby faced. So if we don't stop this abuse in their tracks, or these abusers in their tracks, they're going to continue. Because once you do it the first time and you get away with it, you feel like, yeah, you can do it again. And they'll keep going and going and going. So we need to stop them in their tracks. Okay. Now, they also highlighted the impact of abuse. Okay. Of course, the impact on the victim or survivor is them losing their lives. Okay. Or some of them get like maimed and all that. They will destroy you. Now, the sister, sometimes we feel like, oh, it's when it's happening, it's only the person that is going through it. No, sometimes the children are impacted as well. Okay, sometimes family members are impacted as well. Here in this case, the sister Lucy, she was afraid. After all said and done, when the lawyer wanted to go out with her to date her, she was afraid because she saw what happened to her sister. Okay, so this trauma could follow her She didn't want to be in any relationship because when the sister met the husband, he was a nice man. But now, like they got married and he turned into something else. So she didn't want to be in a relationship. These are some of the things that could happen when people are traumatized as a result of abuse of their loved one. Okay, of course she lost her sister. She lost her sister, and also um, the next woman that this man is going to get married to is going to be in trouble. Okay. Sometimes children, I know a girl who refuses to get married because of the way like she saw her dad treat her mother, and it was bad. Okay, the mom was not allowed to go to work. She was a stay at home mom. She wouldn't do anything. She wasn't allowed to do anything. Okay. And yet, when this mother gets a cup from the house to make tea, the father can just take the cup from her and tell the mom, "You did not buy this cup. I bought it. But you don't allow me to go out there and work. Well, how am I going to get money to buy my own cup to do my tea?" When the mom turns on the TV, the dad could come and turn it off. "You didn't buy this TV." And this girl growing up saw this happening to her mom consistently. How do you expect such a girl to grow up and say, "Oh, I want to get married"? No, this is something that she would try to stay very far away from. These are some of the impacts of abuse on loved ones, on children. So, what are the lessons that they highlight, or that I feel like we should learn from this movie? The first lesson is for us to speak up. Speak up. Okay, like if you're in a relationship and you're going through abuse, you need to speak up. Confide in someone. Okay, you cannot keep quiet. Keeping quiet could cost you, can be very costly. You need to confide in someone. Confide in a family member, a parent, a friend, a church friend, a pastor. Confide in somebody. You cannot suffer alone. Don't suffer in silence. It doesn't help. It doesn't help to suffer in silence. This is different from washing your dirty laundry outside. This is serious. This thing can lead to you losing your life. Okay, and when you lose your life, of course, he's abusing you, and some of them they keep telling you that I will harm you. So who is really going to lose out if you are out of the picture? If you have kids, your kids are going to lose their parent. Okay, and your family members, your mother, your father, your sister. Now Abby was gone and Lucy was left alone, and she was upset because they promised after they lost their parent to be like each other's support or pillar, or to be there for each other. Now she's left alone. So please, you don't suffer in silence, and then seek for help. There's help out there. There's help. I know there's help. If nothing at all, I know there's help out there. Like we just need to find the information, ask questions, ask people, like search it out. Right now, there's internet. You can make internet searches. Like look, seek for help. Talk to people. That somebody might know somebody, and that person might know somebody who knows someone or somewhere that you can go and find help. You need to seek for it. And I want to um, again mention that we need shelters. We need shelters on our continent. People should really like look into building shelters for women who are going through abuse in their marriages, in their relationships, and who are afraid of their spouses or their partners, who are afraid to leave the house because like, sometimes they don't have anywhere to go. Sometimes you leave the house and then you don't have anywhere to go. Where do you go? So you rather stay and suffer in silence. So we need more shelters. Family and friends need to really be attentive. They need to be sensitive. If you're seeing these signs, if you're seeing bruises, if you're seeing like that your loved one is not herself, is changing, you need to pay attention. And don't keep quiet. Don't say, "Oh, that's her business." You need to probe in a loving way, probe in a caring way, but and not be on their nerves, but like once in a while you need to probe, let them know that you're concerned. Keep probing until they open their mouth and tell you something. They open up. And don't ignore the red flag. The abuse does not start in marriage. Domestic violence does not start in marriage. It starts way before you get married to the person. And Lucy was saying that Abby's husband was a nice man, but then I think she told her friend that, well, there were the signs. There were one or two things that they saw, but the sister ignored. Please, if anything, the abuse amplifies in marriage. It does not stop. It doesn't stop because you're going to get married to the person. No. Once they get married to you and they know that, quote unquote, they owe you, or that they own you, it gets worse. So it does not stop in marriage. Like when you see the red flags while you're dating, you need to pay attention. Like, how does he respond when he's upset? How does he react when like you do something that he does not like? Like pay attention to his emotions, his reactions, like his attitude, like his words. Okay, when you see the red flag, it might be subtle, but please don't overlook it. Don't overlook it. If he makes, how does it make you feel? Does he always make you feel like you're nobody? Does he always put you down? Like, does he always make you feel like he's better than you? He knows more than you. Like, does he consider or respect your opinion? Does he like seek your opinion? Like, you need to consider all these things before you get married, because you cannot get married into something. And it's hard to, I would say, it's hard to leave a marriage. It might be easy for some people, but trust me, even those that it's easy for, it's hard for them to leave. You need to gather that courage to walk away, especially when you know that it's been abusive. And when kids are involved, it's difficult. So when you're dating the person, that you need to pay attention to all these red flags. Okay. So see beyond the gentleness, see beyond the calmness, see beyond the niceness. You need to look very well, open your eyes, shine your eyes, and see how they relate to you, their family members, their friends, like their temper, very important. Okay? Because they cannot hide it forever. No, once you start dating, something's going to come up. You need to pay attention. But this was a very amazing movie. Sandra Okunzuwa, Michael Dappa, the character Abby. Um, uh, you guys did an amazing job. You really executed it well, and you've definitely contributed a lot. And I hope that this will be shared. It will be viewed by like millions of people. That people will really learn this lesson, and it would benefit them. But of course, this goes in the archives of you contributing your quota to um, to support domestic violence survivors and victims. And I hope there's more to come. Kudos to you guys. I'm proud of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.